Up with KREM begins now.
This governor has no clue what it's like in the real world. This is not a business-friendly state.
People are moving here like crazy. People are coming from all over here. If this is such a terrible business place, why do these businesses keep coming here and growing?
Well, Governor Jay Inslee and challenger Lauren Culp faced off last night in their first debate. This morning, we have the highlights.
Well, the American people have witnessed what is the greatest failure of any presidential administration in the history of our country.
From the very first day, President Donald Trump has put the health of America first.
Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris went head-to-head in their first and only debate last night, a much different encounter than last week's presidential debate.
Well, this morning, the president is trying to pass a bill to get a second round of stimulus payments to Americans. We will tell you how he plans to do that without a deal with Democrats.
And we're waking up to a little bit of a hazy morning, clouds overhead, but later in the afternoon, it's going to be beautiful, a high of 74 degrees before it cool down during your weekend.
7:01 now. Thanks so much for being with us here on Up with KREM. I'm Jen York alongside Tim Pham. Now, we do have some breaking news here. President Trump just announced he will not participate in the second presidential debate. About an hour after it was announced, the event would be virtual.
Yeah, the decision to go virtual was made by the Commission on Presidential Debates just in the last few hours. The president responded moments ago saying he would not participate. And here's a statement from his campaign manager. In this statement, it says that the president's campaign calls the changes an excuse for Biden and will host another rally instead. The organization that runs the debate is nonpartisan. The decision to go virtual follows the president's COVID diagnosis. Biden's campaign responded to the announcement saying he would participate.
Now, the second presidential debate is happening 1 week from today. Now, the organization putting on that event says the moderator will still be in Miami, but the candidates will debate from separate remote locations.
Yeah, this morning we want to know, what do you think? Do you agree or disagree with the debate going virtual? Text us at 509-448-2000. You can see on your screen some people saying not in person, virtual the best. Another person saying no virtual, Biden will cheat. Another person's saying that Trump won't change. The next one will be the same as the last one. So a lot of people have a lot of opinions about this. You know, we saw the gubernatorial debate on KREM 2 last night. They also did a virtual debate, and it seemed like the technical side of things, it really went smoothly. The candidates could hear each other and rebuttal back and forth. And so it definitely can happen, but it's a matter of whether or not the candidates and their supporters want it to happen, I guess.
And boy, we're seeing a lot of responses this morning, Tim, and it goes both ways. I mean, I don't think there's any middle ground this morning from our viewers. They're either for it or they're against it. But of course, we want to hear from you today. Text us at 509-448-2000.
All right, we do want to get a check of the forecast now. Dana Marie, it is Friday Eve. We are one step closer to the weekend, and you're telling us that we're going to see some big changes this weekend.
That's exactly right. Fall is coming. We haven't really seen that. We've had 10 days straight of above 70-degree temperature, and now we're going to see that change come with some rain over the weekend, and I'm going to break that down in just a little bit. But here are your area temperatures. 51 degrees in Spokane, 37 in Deer Park, 41 in Sandpoint, 51 in Ritzville. So we are feeling those fall-like mornings. But when we move to the afternoon temperatures, you can see that shift. 71 degrees and 74 for your high at 4 p.m. What is notable, though, is that 12-mile-per-hour sustained wind. So it's going to be a breezy day. Also partly cloudy conditions. We see in our live look right now some clouds and some haze over Riverfront Park, but we're going to see mostly sunshine for your afternoon. If you're planning for your weekend, here's a look at your temperatures already. 59 and scattered showers on Saturday. Those are coming in Friday overnight, and then Sunday as well, mostly in the North Idaho area. So expect kind of a wet weekend and cooler temperatures. I'm going to break down your 7-day forecast, showing you how long those 50s and 60s are going to last.
All right, looking forward to that. Dana Marie, thank you. Well, we heard from President Trump in a Twitter video from the White House. He says he's feeling great, and he didn't actually need to stay at Walter Reed as long as he did.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president, and I'm standing in front of the Oval Office at the White House, which is always an exciting place to be. I got back a day ago from Walter Reed Medical Center. I spent 4 days there, and didn't have to. I could have stayed at the White House, but the doctor said, because you're president, let's do it. I said, fine. You tell me what to do, and I'm going to listen. These are great professionals. But I spent 4 days there, and I went in, I wasn't feeling so hot. And within a very short period of time, they gave me Regeneron. It's called Regeneron. And other things too, but I think this was the key. But they gave me Regeneron, and it was like unbelievable. I felt good immediately. I felt as good 3 days ago as I do now. So
we're going to be talking more about the experimental treatment the president received in our next half hour. One day after calling off stimulus talks, President Trump wants Congress back at the bargaining table on a set of standalone bills. It could be his last attempt to get another round of stimulus checks to Americans this year. House Democrats tried to pass a relief bill last week, but were blocked by Republicans. President Trump also says he wants a standalone bill to help the airline industry. Talks of a more comprehensive bill are still up in the air. A series of late-night tweets on Tuesday by President Trump helped give investors hope a coronavirus relief deal may still be possible. Stocks had their best day in months yesterday. The Dow rose 530 points. The Nasdaq gained 210. The S&P 500 jumped 58 points.
7:06 now this morning. We are talking the highlights of Washington's gubernatorial debate. Last night, Governor Jay Inslee and Republican challenger Loren Culp faced each other for the first time. The two candidates touched on a variety of issues. Those include the economy, COVID-19, and police reform. However, the pandemic and mask mandates seemed to dominate the conversation. They butted heads on how seriously to take the virus and whether the governor's orders are too far-reaching. Culp says the mask mandate goes too far and inhibits personal freedom. The governor argues it's crucial to save lives. He criticized Culp for maskless rallies.
I've never come out and spoke against wearing masks. I came out against the direction and the order from the government. The problem is when we have one person sitting in the governor's office telling everyone what they're going to wear, whether they're going to go to work or whether they're not going to go to work. That's the problem that I've had with this. And as governor, I would put out the information with medical professionals, tell everyone what's going on, what they should do to protect themselves, and what might happen if they don't. And make sure the supply chain is open for the equipment that's needed, and then let free individual citizens decide what's best for themselves, their family, and their business.
No court has struck down any of my decisions. We have saved lives. This is scientifically proven. There's no debate about this. Going around in rallies with no mask, hobnobbing with the Trumpians. You know, we just can't. It's too dangerous to have a mini Trump right now in the middle of this pandemic. That's what is at risk. And I am in favor of saving lives. I am in favor of following science. Because Washingtonians are not listening to Donald Trump and, frankly, Chief Culp, they are wearing masks. They are socially distancing. And as a result of that, we have lowered our infection rate dramatically.
Well, both candidates discussed their plans for overcoming the state's deficit. They argued about whether Washington is doing enough to attract and keep businesses. They disagreed about the economic impacts as well of the governor's mandates on the state.
As soon as I take office, we're going to freeze spending. We're not going to have any new programs, no pay raises, no new equipment. We're going to take a snapshot in time and find out where we are. Across the board cuts are the politicians' lazy way of doing things. We need to go through the budget line item by line item and do a programmatic cuts. And I would start specifically with anything that has the word study in it.
Obviously, we need to look at rational cuts. I actually have cut over $500 million myself by executive action in the last 2 months. And those were painful at times, but they were necessary, and I've already prepared us to get us in better position.
This governor has no clue what it's like in the real world. This is not a business-friendly state. It has not been a business-friendly state for a long time. And he has exacerbated that by his mandates, extra regulations, and higher taxes.
People are moving here like crazy. People are coming from all over here. If this is such a terrible business place, why do these businesses keep coming here and growing? This is a growth-oriented state. It is going to grow again when we defeat this COVID pandemic.
And this morning, a small fly has the internet talking. Last night, it landed on Vice President Mike Pence's head during a debate with Senator Kamala Harris. Stuck around for about 2 minutes. And this morning, if you search fly, the website flywillvote.com, it pops up here. So coming up, we'll tell you what everyone else was searching during last night's debate. And coming up at 5:30, President Trump talks about why he says contracting COVID-19 is a blessing in disguise.
And we have a beautiful day ahead, a little bit of cloud cover overhead, but a cool down for your weekend and some rain. I'm breaking it all down.